Time to finally upgrade the navigation maps in my Camaro, so let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome everyone to the Derbzilla channel, and today, hopefully a quick video where I'm going to finally update the maps in my 2021 Camaro ZL1. Now, of course, this only applies to the 6th gen Camaros that do have the navigation optional package. So if you do not have nav, this will not give you nav. This only updates the maps. So I do have a 2021 Camaro and I have a 2022 navigation system map update. Now, they send you this super cool DVD, but in fact, it is not a DVD. If I can open it, it's a mostly empty big case with a small SD card inside, some instructions on the inside of the little door flap here, and very straightforward. We're just going to go ahead and get into the car. The car will be powered off. You're going to want to sit down, pop open your center console, and then on the inside of your center console, there will be a bottom SD card slot. You're going to pop out the current map from that slot, and we're going to go ahead and insert the new map. And you're going to go ahead and make sure it clicks in all the way. And then we're going to go ahead and turn the car on. I believe we can just power on the accessories. I don't think we have to power on the car completely, as in start the motor. And then it should give us a prompt to update the map. So we'll go ahead and go through that process. And then you leave the SD card in the car. It stays in there permanently until you do another map update. Now, the question is this map update really worth it? Probably not, especially not every year. In my opinion, maybe every few years. I hardly use my built-in maps in my car. I use the Wave from my Android Auto on my radio, but I do like how the map with GM actually can display on your center console and in your HUD. So let's go ahead and jump into the car and get this thing loaded up. Let's get on in. Here we have the center console. Hopefully got some decent lighting in here. And then at the bottom, right, there are two USB ports. Looks like an aux jack port of some sort. And then below all of that is a single SD card port. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of get situated so I can show you exactly what I'm looking at. We're gonna go ahead and get the old SD card out and get the new one inserted in here. Here is the SD card. You're gonna go ahead and just push it in, and it should pop out like so. And do note that it actually inserts kind of upside down looking, and this is the card that actually came in my car right here. I'm gonna go ahead and move that out of the way, and we're gonna pick up the 2022 map update. You want to flip it upside down like this and get it inserted into the SD slot right there. Push it until it snaps into place, and then I'm gonna get this console closed up, and we're gonna go ahead and power on the car and see if we get the appropriate on-screen prompts. We'll need to actually start the engine, otherwise it does not seem like it picks up the new maps. So I'm gonna go ahead and start her up. And according to the instructions, it should just give us a prompt. If not, I need to go into the navigation and see if it kicks off or not.
During parking mode, event detection recording 1 occurred. Continuous recording will now start.
Disregard my dash cam, and it doesn't look like anything's popping up. So let's see if we can get it to wake up or not. Still doing nothing. So let's try to go to settings, and gives us some generic info here. Doesn't have a spot that actually tells us what map we're on. So you would figure that would be in settings, but it doesn't tell you which map it's utilizing, and of course nothing's popping up, so unsure what is going on with all of that. Some minor confusion with the instructions and how my infotainment center here is displaying the new maps. Now, the instructions say that once you insert the card in, power on the car, something should pop up about loading maps or something like that, or you might have to confirm something, or if that doesn't happen, you go to nav, click on it, and then it should give you some kind of loading maps prop or whatnot. I think those instructions maybe are outdated, or maybe perhaps for maybe some other card or other vehicle or older vehicle or the older infotainment center, because I get no prompt at all. I'll go ahead and show you real quick what I'm talking about. So we'll go ahead and start up the car. It does say you have to fully power on the car, start the engine. So my car does the whole startup process. You'll hear my dash cam chiming in with its little info.
This recording will now start.
Right there. The car logs me into my profile. And then, since I did... Oh, never mind. So I spoke too soon. This is like the 4th time I've done it. But finally, it now pops up my SD card message. So you might have to do this more than once. So you want to hit confirm, and now it's optimizing search, and super quick goes to this screen. Very weird and convoluted process because I powered it on with the map SD card in the console, and I got no prompt the first 2 or 3 times I've did this. And then I would go into nav, it would show me all my maps, perfectly fine. If I popped out the SD card from the console, it would then unload the maps, close the nav, I would go back into the nav, and it would just say map loading, it would search for it, and it would pop me up an error, no SD card. I'd pop the SD card back in, even with the car on this whole time. A few seconds later, the maps would load. So I was messing with that, and I figured, okay, maybe this car or this version of the infotainment center, you don't have to actually load the maps. So once the card's in, it just reads from the card. But for the 3rd or 4th time, as you just saw, it did pop up. I had to confirm. It did some kind of search optimizing, and now I'm on the 2022 maps. Fortunately, it doesn't tell you anywhere any kind of map. Now, maybe the navigation version, but I think that's just the main software. Oddly enough, Denali APK, but it doesn't show you. Say, it would be nice if it would give me a prompt saying this is the 2022 maps, so you can confirm what you've installed. But I guess that's asking too much. But the good news is the map is installed. So if you don't get that prompt that I just got and you just saw, you may need to shut the car off, turn it on, wait 5-10 minutes, start it at. You could do it a couple more times until you get that prompt, hit confirm. Then you should be good to go. There you have it. A fairly convoluted and awkward process of getting those maps updated on the Camaro. Hopefully it's not like this for all the different GM vehicles. Probably is. It is GM, but it is loaded. Wasn't like physically demanding, but it was definitely wanted to play games, as you saw. And I guess if you don't get that prompt, as I mentioned, you might have to shut your car on and off a few times, maybe eject the card, reinsert the card, shut it on and off a few times, and then eventually you'll get that prompt, and you can then go ahead and get those maps updated. Now, is it worth it? Probably not. I use Waze 99% of the time, but I always like to have the most updated variation. Now, if GM happens to see this video, which is doubtful, it would be nice if you put it in the About section somewhere, or let us know if there is a way to see this, where it would show you what map version you're loading on. Of course, you would think it would be on the SD card, but it's nice to have confirmation. So, as always, that's a wrap. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment on the video. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And check out my other videos, and stay tuned for some more. Have a good one.